great day as I do this video. I just want to say I hope everyone had a great day. I hope that your week is going and has gotten off to a very good start. On this video, I want to talk briefly about just being and staying encouraged. And also, I'm going to speak a little bit, I don't want to go into detail about everything, but I'm going to speak a little bit about my experience going to jail and how I was able to recover from everything that I went through. I spent 10 days in DeKalb County Jail, and it was horrible. It was a horrible experience, but I'm going to talk a little bit about that later. But for right now, I just want to say I am encouraged. I'm happy. I'm at a place in my life right now where I feel as though there's no other way to go but up. And I've just been very encouraged lately. And I want to get to the point where as though I am encouraging other dolls to be the same way. There's been a lot of struggles, and I haven't been on this channel in a while. I was kind of like struggling. I didn't know exactly if I could do this. I know it's always been my dream to like really encourage women and to make sure that you know, we're taking care of ourselves, we're loving ourselves, we're being everything that we need to be for ourselves first. And it's always been a struggle for me because I had talked about this in a previous video about just having certain type of fears. And it's always been one of my greatest fears to like speak in front of people and to just be in the forefront. And I know you guys, I talked about that before, but despite all of that, it is my genuine passion to really encourage women to be the best that they can, not just because they're entrepreneurs, but just to be the overall best that they can be. I'm a female or a woman that has been depressed a lot of the times, and throughout my childhood experience, I've suffered a lot of things. I was always one of those children or young adults that was very detached from reality. So as I grew into this woman that I am today, you know, it's always been my goal or like I said, one of my passions to see women get through the things that they've experienced in their younger lives, if you get what I'm saying. So because I went through a lot of traumatic experiences, I always felt the need that to like encourage, you know, younger women or whatever, that they can get through anything. But I've always been so scared, you know, so fearful of actually displaying my voice. So I feel like now, you know, I'm a little bit more encouraged. I'm a little bit more knowledgeable, a little wiser. I've gone through a lot of experiences. So now I feel like, okay, I can finally do this. It doesn't matter what you're going through. You can always get to the other side by being consistent, by being prayerful. These are the things that I've done. Being consistent, being prayerful, and just always looking ahead, because no matter what, you know, we can get through whatever it is that we need to get through. And I believe that through, you know, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I really believe that. So, but anyway, stay encouraged. Whatever it is that you have in your mind to do, your goals, your dreams, whatever it is that, you know, you have in your mind to do, it's possible. And I feel like I can do those things, or whatever it is that I set my mind to. I just have to be consistent in doing it. So I just want to let you all know that, you know, being consistent, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. So, like I said earlier, I don't want to go into too much detail about how I ended up where I ended up, but I do want to say this. Like I mentioned before, I spent 10 days in DeKalb County Jail due to some things that I did that basically broke the law. And no, I'm not a murderer. I didn't rob a bank or anything like that. What I did everything to do with violating traffic laws and all that type of stuff. So it's not nothing horrendous, it's not nothing scary or anything. But I did have to go through those 10 days in jail. And I'm not gonna lie, it was not easy at all. I am not the type of person that goes to jail. I'm just not that type of person. So I ended up having to stay for 10 days. And it was, I'm not gonna say it was one of the best experiences ever, but it definitely was not, I don't even know how to say this, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm the type of person, I'm germ free. I like to stay clean and all of that, and jail is definitely not the place for me to be, you know, with my conditions. And I suffered a lot mentally more than anything. And it was an experience. It was an experience. I'm not gonna lie. I spent days crying. I spent days praying. I spent days just confessing my sins. And it was just like one of those things that I thought would never end. But God got me through it, and I'm so thankful. And the one thing that I did want to talk about while I was there were a couple times where I just broke down. I was very emotional, you know, just being there and having to conform to rules that you're not, it just was a mental battle. And thinking back, you know, in retrospect, I know that I could have done a lot of things differently. I could have handled things a lot differently, but it was just one of those things where as though, you know, you just wanted to get through the day, and that was it. There's a lot of rules, and there was just a lot of things that I wasn't used to. I'm not used to people telling me what to do at a specific time of day. I'm just used to doing whatever it is that I want to do because I'm an adult. But being in jail is a different story. And I remember about the third or the fourth day, I just broke down. I believe it was the time where I was told that I would be spending the weekend in jail, and I just couldn't hold back. I broke down. I was just very emotional, and I remember talking to God that night, and I asked God, why do I have to go through this? Why? I consider myself to be a very kind-hearted person. I consider myself to be a very loving, generous human being. But sometimes, you know, just being nice and just being kind it's not enough, you know. And there's a scripture, I don't know exactly where it is taken from, in the Bible, where it says that God reigns on the just and the unjust. And just because we feel as though, you know, we're Christians or whatever it is that you feel in your life, that you're above the law or whatever, you know, it's not always the case. So in my situation, I broke the law, and I ultimately had to suffer the consequences of it. And it was a heavy thing to bear, you know. I don't feel as though I belong there, you know. I guess that's what half the people there says. But anyway, yeah, I was there, and I just, you know, I started to talk to God. There's so many things that I wanted to accomplish. There's so many things that I wanted to do, and I was unable to do that because I was there. If anyone knows me, you know, my phone is permanently attached to my hand. So not having my cell phone, not having my life with me, it was one of the most horrible things I've ever experienced. When I say my life, I mean being connected to my children that are out of state, being connected to my children that are here. I have young children, and it just was a very horrible thing to not be able to talk to your children, not to be able to communicate with your loved ones. You know, I have a job, a full-time job that I work, and it was just very inconvenient, you know. But like I said, I was crying out to God, and I was just going through all these emotions at the time. And as I mentioned earlier in this video, working with women has always been my passion. It always has, to be an encouragement, to be a light, to open the eyes of younger people who are going through things that I've experienced already. And God had put me in that place for a reason. I know he did. And I remember at some point in time, because of the type of person that I am, I was just there. I had no issues with not one person. And I'm the type of person that says all the time, like, I don't get along with females, I want to help, I want to encourage you, whatever, but I don't flock around females. I don't have a whole bunch of female friends and all of that. But I was in that jail, and it just seems like everybody just flocked to me, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, God, like, what is going on? Like, he really put me there to be not just a light, but to an encouragement to other young ladies that were there, and the various things that were going on in their lives. And I do believe that I was some type of encouragement to some of the young ones that were there. And also to be encouraged, to be uplifted by other females, to be uplifted by other women. It's just, it was a miraculous thing. And I remember just, I believe it was like the 4th or 5th day, I was mellow. I was calm. I'm not going to say I was complacent. I was not happy there. But it was like a burden just lifted off of me. I felt okay, able to get through, my time there. And, it's just something like how God knows exactly what you need, and going through that experience, it just opened my eyes to a lot of different things. When I was there, it was so much that I wanted to do as far as, business is concerned, and like I said, living in my passions. And I remember writing down so many things, so many goals and all that stuff that I wanted to do. And I'm gonna get just jump to the end really quick, but it was a tough experience to get through. But at the end of the day, I am so grateful. I'm so grateful that I had that experience. I'm so grateful that I met so many women there who, these women were just like me. Some of them, they were just leading everyday lives, and I'm just glad to be an encouragement to certain people, and to still be in contact with some of those young women that were there. And I remember when I came home, I had my notes and everything that I wanted to do, and for the past couple weeks, I couldn't even focus on my business. I couldn't get back to where I was when I left, because something in me, it really did just collapse. I felt fear when I came home. I felt like a heaviness, like a weight, like people were expecting me to do things, and my children, my job. It took weeks. I was heavily depressed. And I remember, just being in my bed, and I have all these things in my mind. I know I should be doing this. I know I should be doing that. I know I should be getting back to business. And it just seems like, something in me just wouldn't let me get back to where I was. And I laid in a bed so many days, and I felt so depressed. And nobody even knows this, because this is the type of person I am. I'm still smiling. I'm still grateful. I'm still praying every day. And I'm like, God, you know what? You got me through that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But something in me, I just felt like something something just died. And I felt so heavy. I felt so fearful. And I don't know if anyone ever experienced that before, but I felt so fearful of just moving forward, Excuse me, in my life, I just felt like my life was on hold. My children would come home, and it was like I felt so detached, You know, I felt so detached, and I was laying in my bed. I want to say it was last Wednesday, you know, and I have taken so much time off my business. I haven't been doing much of anything because, like I said, I was just so depressed. And I remember just laying in my bed, and something just clicked in my head. Like, it is time to get up. You know, it's time to get up. It's time to, you know, get up, wash your face, wash up, get dressed. You know, it's so many things that I know that I need to do in my business to move forward. There's so many people that I want to reach. There's so many people who I know need me. You know what I mean? And I felt that, you know. I had promised a young woman when I was in jail that I would do something for her. And to this day, I still haven't done it. But it's been in my mind like every day, just like my business. And I was just laying there, like I said, and something just said, wake up, just get up. And I got up and I got dressed and I fixed myself up, and I was, you know, looking nice and feeling good or whatever. And I believe it was nothing but God. Like, it had to be God. Like, it's time to get up. It's time to get up, to wake up, you know, to get dressed, to level up, to ultimately boss up, you know. It's so many things in this world that I want to do. And I know a lot of people feel like this also. It's so much to do. It's so much to do. But we have to take those necessary steps to get us, you know, to be what we ultimately need to be. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. It's been a struggle for me. It's been a struggle. The fear is real, you know. It's a real thing. But I believe in, like, everything in me, like God. And you know how I know this is so. This is nothing but God. Since the time I was in middle school, high school. You know, like I said, I had some traumatic things happen to me in the beginning of my life. And when I was in middle school, when I was in high school, I came up with this plan of how I wanted to stop this particular thing from happening to young women. And all the way from my childhood, all the way up until this very point in my life right now, it's been a constant pull on me. It's been a constant pull. And I feel like God is like, when are you going to wake up? When are you going to get up? When are you going to level up and, like, really, really be the boss that you are, you know? And that thing, I'm telling you, that thing just really, really hit me. And I have this running joke with one of my best friends. I always tell him, like, when I get it, you know? And you know, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'm telling you, when I get something, I get it. And that day, God was just speaking to me. He was speaking to me, and I felt a pull in me. It's like, you're not doing everything that you are called to do. You're not living how I called you to live. So yeah, I'm going to go through these experiences. Yeah, I'm going to get arrested and be in jail somewhere that I don't want to be. And, you know, all throughout my life, it's always been these situations that happen, depression, fear, anger, and all of that. And God is telling me, it is time to get up. It is time to get up. It is time to level up. So I'm telling you on today, this is what we're going to do. And God is my witness, you know. It is time to move forward. It is time to move forward. I was sitting here thinking the other day, you know, I'm like, God, like I'm in debt. You know, I have a business. You know, and I'm thinking, like, you know, I should be making money. I should be living this life. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. But I'm struggling. You know, I'm struggling. All of that is nothing but fear. It's fear. And I feel like it has had such a grasp and a hold on me for so long that I was unable to be the person that I need to be, you know? And I just feel like God is just, like, really, really speaking to me. And not just me. So all of you who are out there, who have dreams, you have aspirations, you have all these things in your mind and your heart that you know you can do, and you're letting fear hold you back, it is time to wake up. It is time to wake up. It's time to get up. It's time to work. You know, it's time to work. It's time for us to be everything that we're called to be. You know, we can lead wealthy lives. We can do all the things that we're called to do, but it's time to get up. You know, it's time to get up. It's time out for playing. It's time out for just wanting to have fun all the time, wanting to be thrilled, wanting to be, you know, living in that microwave type of mentality where everything is just going to be happening just like that. No, it's time to work. It is time to work. I was listening to one of my mentors the other day, and she was going off. She was going off about being on time, her staff being on time. And I'm telling you, like, something in me, it just, oh my God, it's like, God, all these things around me, it's just circulating in my mind. And it's like, you know, God is just using everybody around me to let me know that it's time to get up, it's time to work. And I just want to encourage you on today, don't let traumatic experiences happen to you in order for you to wake up like it did for me. Don't let that happen. It's time for you to work right now. It's time for you to get your lives together right now, because we can do this and we all can make it. It's 2019, 2020 is like right around the corner. We need to get our goals together. We need to get our visions together. We need to get our lives together. Not just you, but me too. It's time to wake up and it's time to work. So anyway, you know, I pray that this touches somebody, you know, like it touched me, because like I am in the process of getting myself together. Everything that I need to do, I need to be consistent on my videos, consistent on, you know, everything that I'm trying to do in my life. Everything that has like stopped for me, it's time for me to keep going. It's time for me to wake up, level up, ultimately boss up. So with that being said, I hope that everybody get to a place where they can level up, wake up, get going. Peace.